I go to Erev Shabbos, this week's Parshas Masei. I want to say something about Parshas Masei. In Parshas Masei, we have the unusual parsha of the accidental murderer. Someone accidentally kills another person. Then that person has to flee to one of the designated cities of refuge, Ir Miklat, and he has to stay there until the Kohen Gadol dies. There's no judge who determines the sentence, the length of the sentence. There's no court. The person just has to wait, and that's what makes it such a strange thing. The wait could take 3 weeks, it could take 30 years. We don't know. We just have to wait until the Kohen Gadol dies. You could have two people commit the exact same act. That one walks in, the Kohen Gadol dies the next month, and the other one sits there for 2 decades. The same law, completely different outcomes. So that doesn't really sound like justice. It sounds like luck. So the Meshech Chochmah says a really amazing thing, and he says that if you look in the pasuk says that the killer has to stay until the death of the Kohen Gadol asher mashach oisai. The phrase that literally sounds like that the killer himself anointed the Kohen Gadol. Asher mashach oisai, the Kohen Gadol that he anointed, that the killer anointed. Obviously, that's not what happened. The killer, the accidental killer, is not the person who anointed the Kohen Gadol. And the Gemara deals with this and explains it grammatically and has an answer for it. But the Meshech Chochmah takes a little bit of a different approach, and he says, what if that is what it actually means? And he says an amazing thing. Hashem knows exactly how long each person in the Ir Miklat needs to be there. It's not an estimate, it's not a range. The exact amount of time required for their atonement, for their sin, to be complete. He knows how long he's supposed to be there. So Hashem arranges before the killing even happens that the Kohen Gadol, who's going to be in office at that time, will live for exactly the right number of years to release this person at exactly the right moment. One person needs 3 weeks. Kohen Gadol, whose days are almost finished, will be appointed. Another person needs 25 years. A younger, healthier Kohen Gadol will be appointed. So in that sense, the Meshech Chochmah says that the killer really does anoint the Kohen Gadol, because the selection of that specific Kohen Gadol was shaped invisibly around the exact duration of this person's atonement requirements. What looks random from the outside is calibrated from the inside. And the truth of the matter is that that's how life is. That's how Hashem's world works in general. What we see sometimes as causation, some person gets sick, chas v'shalom, whatever it is, it's rarely the actual cause of what's happening. The real reasons are invisible to us. There are people who like to try to explain that, certain things happen because we do certain things. They don't know what they're talking about. Nobody does. We can't know the ways of Hashem. Hashem is running calculations we can't see as he's balancing accounts that we don't have access to. So the Ir Miklat is telling us that we have to look at things that feel random a little bit differently. The situation that you couldn't get out of, there's something that went on too long, the timing that didn't make sense from where you were standing. The Torah's justice isn't random, it's exact. We just can't always see the calculation. But the Meshech Chochmah is teaching us that there is somebody who can, and that's what we have to have trust in. Have a good Shabbos.